Yo, it's Fauzi here. Lots of fantasy fun today, plenty of games. Let's dive into it. Let's start with the Orlando Magic with the Chicago Bulls. Bulls winning at home 102-99. We've got Kobe White, 21 points, having a real solid fantasy start so far. Had a great season last year as well. Done well if you picked him up. Josh Giddey, 20 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. Zach LaVine had a sort of poor shooting night, only 11 points, 2 from 9. On Orlando Magic here, Banchero, 31 points, still putting it, filling up the box score right now from the points perspective. Solid percentages too across the board. Jalen Suggs has really grabbed that second fiddle, I think, in Orlando right now, because Franz Wagner, what's going on with him right now in his, third, fourth year? Jalen Suggs though, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks. Yeah, he's doing it across the board. I actually grabbed him just on the free agency pile after I dropped him just before the season started, so I'm pretty happy that I made that move. Next game we have is the Charlotte Hornets beating the Toronto Raptors 138-133. Raptors obviously had an injury now to Scotty Barnes, so they were led by RJ Barrett, 31 points. Grady Dick's really come on this second year, 30 points for him in this game as well. I obviously grabbed RJ Barrett off the free agency pile because some guy dropped him. Thanks, Keith. And I couldn't be happier to hear Scotty Barnes' injury, obviously, because RJ Barrett's going to get much more of a run right now. Obviously, bad news for Scotty Barnes. I think he's going to be out for, at least a month. Yeah, so if you got RJ Barrett, or you can grab RJ Barrett, go grab him, because he's going to be the main man now. Number one option now at the Raptors. For the Charlotte Hornets, obviously getting back into winner circles here, 2-2 for the year. Nick Richards, 24 points, 14 rebounds. If you've got a spot still as a center, because many leagues have limits on centers, obviously, he's definitely worth a look at the moment. 4 blocks as well, 4 assists. He's doing some solid stuff there. Off the bench, Caleb Martin. Also, it's Cody Martin, actually. I get that confused all the time. 25 points. And Trey Mann, 27 points too. These guys are worth a bit of a streaming option. Charlotte right now, still trying to, get guys going to get some production for him. Miles Bridges has been quiet, and when LaMelo doesn't have a great offensive game, someone else has to pick up the slack. Jump across here to the Cavs beating the Lakers 134-110. I think this is a game that LeBron circles, right? But clearly the rest of his team didn't really show up. He dropped 26 points, and AD had 22, but no one else really turned up for this game for the Lakers there. For the Cavs on the other side, we have Evan Mobley, 25 points, 5 rebounds. Jarrett Allen, 20 points, 17 rebounds. Donovan Mitchell, 24 points as well. So they continue to roll along, 5-0. I saw this Facebook post, I think last night. It's like, have we gone back to 2009 right now? Cavs 5-0. Cavs fans, you should be pretty happy right now. You're rolling. We got across now to the Pacers versus the Celtics. Pacers get the win here, 135-132. Celtics' first loss of the season, obviously. Pacers here were led by Pascal Siakam, 29 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. Tyrese Halliburton chipped in with a double-double, 17 points and 12 assists. But obviously he's still not shooting that great. 7 from 19 from the field, 2 from 10 for 3. Hopefully he gets his shot back as well. Benedict Mathurin off the bench, 30 points, really sort of powered them to this win here, I think, against the Celtics. On the other side of things, Celtics had Tatum, 37 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, continues to fill up the box score there. Jaylen Brown, 25 points, but off 30 shots. Another great night for him in that aspect. Derek White, 23 points as well, 8 from 9 shooting. So I think Nick Man, you were talking about how Derek White is probably more valuable than Drew Holiday right now. And I think I think many fantasy owners would have to agree if you've got Derek White right now. Next game here, we got the Sixers at home against the Detroit Pistons, and holy moly, talk about a team that needs to get their season started right, and that's the Sixers, because they went down 95-105 at home here against the Pistons. I had Jalen Duren. I got Jalen Duren, so I'm giving him a shout out right now, but he fouled out in 11 minutes, 6 fouls in 11 minutes here. So clearly he wasn't much of a contributor here. Cade Cunningham, 22 points. Jaden Ivey, 23 points. Continue to fill up the points column right now. Tobias Harris, Tim Hardaway Jr., 18 points, 16 points respectively there. So they're sort of playing their vet role right now to help the Pistons get the first win here. On the other side of things, Tyrese Maxey, 32 points. Had no support I don't know if you're really feeling that great about yourself, Sixers fans, right now, and what the plan or lack of plan is right now. After all that hype of Paul George getting signed, I think it's starting to wear off a little bit now. Come across here to the Wizards now, at home against Atlanta Hawks. Winners for the Wizards, 133 to 120. You guys continue to play your youth movement, Wizard fans, and led today by Koulibaly, 27 points, 9 rebounds as well. Jordan Poole chipped in with 24. Valanciunas, 22, 8 and 6 off the bench. But hey, the biggest thing here that I spotted here that I flagged in one of our earlier videos a few days ago is Bob Carrington gets a start again, 16, 6 and 6 with some solid percentages. I seriously think that this kid's going to only get better as the season comes along. If you've got a spot there looking for a flyer for a guard, it's definitely worth the look. Atlanta Hawks here, Zachary Rashard, man, maybe you dropped him a bit too early, Nick, because he's getting started minutes now, 35 minutes, 17 points, 6 rebounds, starting to put it together a little bit. I'm still thinking he's going to be inconsistent as a rookie right now, but you know, if you're holding your rim right now, you're starting to see some benefits there. Trae Young, 35 points, Jalen Johnson, 22, but ultimately going down to Wizards here. It's a little bit of a lack of depth, I think, with the Hawks at the moment. Last game we got here in the East is the Knicks defeating the Heat in Miami, 116 to 107. Knicks here led by Karl-Anthony Towns, best game in his Knicks uniform so far, 44 points, 13 rebounds. Jalen Brunson, 22 points, 9 assists, support him there. Tom Thibodeau's gone to his 35 plus minute starters. That's what it seems like now. That's kicked in. So if you're holding one of these 5 guys that start for them, I think you can get some good production there. You know, Mikal Bridges, 40 minutes, Josh Hart, 42 minutes. You know, they're going to get ample minutes to produce in a fantasy perspective, unless, of course, they break down. And the Miami Heat on the other side, we got Tyler Hero led 4 points for them, 8 threes as well. But no, not much across the board there. Terry Rozier, 16, Jimmy Butler, 15 points. Heat 2-2, play exactly where they generally are, right? They've been hovering around 500 most of the last few years now. Over to the West.
Hello, Nick here, talking through the Western Conference games for the 31st of October. So happy Halloween, and let's get into it. So first game on my list is the Nets at Grizzlies. The Nets taking this game, well done. So let's have a look at the box scores here. Dennis Schroeder, all of a sudden, being a big player here. 33 points, 8 assists, on really good shooting. Didn't miss a free throw, 6 of 9 from the 3, and 11 of 14 overall. Looking good, looking real good. That's probably the only highlight for the Nets. As for the Memphis Grizzlies, Jaren Jackson Jr., 30 points, 4 rebounds. Happens a lot, but 3 steals, so I guess that's something. Zach Edey with 13, 1 and 1. It's not really worth a mention, don't know why I did that. Ja Morant with a very casual 14, 11 and 8 on a lot of shots. Yeah, look, I feel like Jaren Jackson's your standout for Memphis, and Dennis Schroeder is for the Nets, so that's easy. On to Thunder and Spurs. OKC hosting this one. OKC take it 105 to 93. But Wemby, only 27 minutes. It's not looking good. Did he hurt his ankle? Who knows? Only 6 points and only 5 shots. I think the Spurs feel different this year, and not in a good way. Chris Paul with 14 and 9. Harrison Barnes with 18. Jeremy Sohan with 17 and 9. Maybe that's the player to think of. But I think the real value here is on the OKC Thunder, where Chet has 19, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, giving it a stocks, but did have 5 turnovers today. SGA, uncharacteristically not scoring 30 points, only had 18, but it's Lou Dort out of nowhere having 20 points, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks on 6 of 8 shooting from 3. So I guess Lou Dort is kind of the fantasy player there, but Chet Holmgren seems to be good value overall. Then, I feel like I'm getting deja vu. We have Warriors and Pelicans again. Oh my gosh. It's Golden State at home. And if you have a look at the box score, you will see that Al Waters did not maintain their effort. But it was in fact Buddy Hield, who for some reason came off the bench. So this is that weird Golden State thing we're talking about. In just 29 minutes, had 21 points. But on 4 of 12 from 3. So, you know, if it's a points league, you're alright. If not, who knows. Draymond Green with 5 blocks. Pretty good for his position, 14 points and 6 assists, but no one played over 30 minutes except for Brandon Pominski, who played 38 and didn't really get the stat line you would expect in that. No Steph, no Wiggins. Who knows what's going on with the Warriors? As for the Pelicans, after the big game from Zion and Brandon, it's gone. Zion, 20 shots to get 12 points. Ingram, just 11 shots to get 14. Not much else there. Jordan Hawkins, he's back, my man. But he took 21 shots to get 23 points. I just don't know. I'd say no standouts there. Let's not get caught up. And then the Clippers hosting the Trailblazers. And the Trailblazers being sneaky, getting another win. Good for you. As I have a look through here, Jeremy Grant had another 8-point game. Oh dear. Denny Avdija, 13 and 10. Maybe that's the play a little bit. DeAndre Ayton, 15 and 12. He's been consistent in his double-doubles. Shot worse today, but still, 7 to 15 is not bad. So maybe he's the player here. I know Anthony Simons led, but 25 points and 24 shots. I'm not getting excited about that. As for the Clippers, Harden is the man of the Clippers. So 19 points, 10 assists, 3 steals, 5 rebounds. Pretty good stat line, 5 turnovers, but he lived with the rest of those stats. Norman Powell seems to have turned into the scorer here. So 30 points, 11 of 22. And then the bench kind of doing their thing. So, out of all those games, who would I say is someone to watch as someone who might be in your league? Norman Powell is probably the player I'm going to mention here. Everyone else, the stars do what stars do. But the Clippers are in an interesting situation where someone else needs to step up in the absence of Kawhi and the departure of Paul George. And so Norman Powell is my player of the day to keep an eye on because he's had a couple of good stretches now with some points. But he shot 50% today. He chips in a couple of rebounds, couple of assists, couple of steals. That is my player.